dates back to Greek mythology, and it basically means a self-fulfilling prophecy. So essentially, if you believe in yourself and your ability to achieve, and you surround yourself with others that you're sharing your goals with who also believe in your ability to achieve, then you're much more likely to do so. And then on the flip side, if you don't believe in your ability to succeed, and or you are choosing to surround yourself, or you're surrounded by others who don't believe in you, maybe you have a micromanaging boss or work environment, for example, and that doesn't feel very good, and maybe you don't need those kind of pressures. You know yourself that you're a top performer, but still you put yourself in this environment, or you happen to be in this environment, you're much more likely to not succeed. And what this means as you work towards your goals and the outcomes that you want to create in your life is that it is very important to choose your surroundings carefully. You have the ability to choose who you surround yourself with and to choose your focus. So if you're in a work environment that feels very micromanaging and you feel like your boss and your coworkers don't believe in you, you probably want to start thinking about looking outside of that organization for where you can get your next opportunity. You want to be honest with yourself about how you are really feeling. And I'll give you some examples for myself. So I have gotten very, very good at managing who I surround myself with. I am very selective. And as far as close friends, I have a very, very small number of people that I consider really close to me. And that is by choice. I choose who I want to give my energy to and whose energy I want to be in, because I'm aware that I'm very affected by other people's energy. So if I go to an event that, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't really want to go. This has happened to me before. I have many examples of this where I know that I don't want to go, but I feel pressured to go, so I'll commit myself. And then I have a terrible time, and then it takes me 2 days to recover from the bad energy that I picked up on. Now, everybody may not be as sensitive as I am to people's energy. Maybe some of us are, some of us are not. But the important piece that you want to pay attention to is, or that you want to adopt, is being awareness, being aware of how you feel in certain environments around certain people, so that you can choose, so that you can be more likely to choose an optimal environment and or group of people to surround yourself with. As you are acknowledging and working towards your goals, you are the only one who can create your outcomes. And it's very important to surround yourself with, if you're going to surround yourself with people, to do it with people who believe in you. And I'll give you an example, and this is maybe one of the more challenging examples and experiences that I've had to deal with in my life. So full transparency, I'm not very close with my family. And young adulthood and later into adulthood, I felt like not accepted by my family, and like my family didn't believe in me. And it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I would mess things up, like burn myself in the kitchen when I'm cooking dinner and it was a big problem for everybody, or I would miss my flight, or I would get off at the wrong train stop and inconvenience, by accident. None of it was intentional. And I'm a very responsible person. I've lived on I've lived on my own, supporting myself since I was 19 years old. So this is a long time now. And I've worked in largely commission-only roles for most of my working life. And I own my own apartment in Manhattan, and I own my own business. So I know how to take care of myself very well, and I'm very responsible. But for whatever reason, my family didn't see me that way. And whenever I would get around them, the self-fulfilling prophecy Pygmalion effect would happen. I would screw things up. And it's kind of funny now, but looking back, but it wasn't funny at the time. It would make me feel really bad. And just being in their company, I would notice that I felt really bad. And I mentioned before how I absorb other people's energy. Once I returned back from visiting, I would feel really bad for about 3 days. The amount of time that I spent with them, which 3 days was about my limit, I would always schedule short trips because I didn't understand exactly why what was happening and why I felt the way that I did at the time, but I knew that it needed to be a short trip. And then I would come back home, and I would surround myself with friends that appreciated and cared about and valued my company and what I had to say and my ideas. And I would feel so confused and think, why is it that my family seems to think that I'm a bad person. And when I'm around other people, like my friends, I feel good and they enjoy my company. What is that about? Well, now I know, and I don't need to get into that, but it took a lot of years working on with self-reflection and introspection. But my point in sharing all of this is I understand that it can be challenging. And that's putting it mildly. It can be very challenging to let go and walk away from people, situations, environments that don't feel good, because there can be some fear there. Fear that if we stand up for ourselves, if we be ourselves by putting up a boundary, by walking away, by leaving a situation, then that doesn't feel right to us. This is honoring yourself. But then what that means is people are going to fall away. And then we can be afraid that people are going to fall away, or that we won't find another job or organization or group of people that gets and understands us. But the more you continue to put yourself in an environment and around people, if you're sharing your goals and they're just squashing them because they don't believe in themselves and they're putting that on you, you are choosing that. And there's a lot of power in accepting this responsibility. So I know it can be tough. I know it can be challenging, but I was thinking about the Pygmalion effect, and what it means to me is that it is so important to choose who you surround yourself with. Because even somebody like myself, where I've reinvented myself with different businesses and different jobs, and from ground up many times. I've taken many risks, and I continue to come out on top. It hasn't been easy, but this is because I believe in myself. And through all of those experiences and challenges and seemingly things that seemed like setbacks at the time, I did have to let go of a lot of people and walk away from a lot of environments and situations. But I'm good with myself, and that elevates my self-confidence and my belief in myself, and increases my trust in my instincts to go and pursue the direction that feels meaningful to me, and to invest my time and on projects that feel meaningful to me. And I want you to do the same. So take a little risk there in becoming more aware, paying attention to how you really feel. Be honest with yourself around certain people, in certain situations and environments, and think about if you need to maybe create some distance there. You don't have to be super drastic like I am. If I need to cut somebody out or change something, it's going to happen quick, because I've gone through the process so many times now throughout my life that I know when something needs changing. And I will give a person who's close to me or supposed to be close to me many chances, and try to explain and try to share, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This doesn't feel very good. This is what I need, or this is what's bothering me. And sometimes if you're not being heard, if you're the only one bringing the positive energy or the effort to a situation, think about if you took your energy back, how much time and more energy you would have to apply to an area where you want to excel in. Your goals, your dreams are yours for a reason. And so you want to keep your energy for yourself so that you have to invest in the things that you are working toward. And you want to choose who you surround yourself very carefully. All right. I hope that you got some value from the video there. If you did, I invite you to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.